Okay, in this movie we're going to create our where to buy page. So we started with a page. We're going to add the title where to buy tuffets, and we've already saved the page as where to buy.html in the root of our document. We want to make sure that our insert bar is set to layout from the choices above, because we're going to be adding tables in this one, and we also want to make sure that standard is selected. So we're going to insert our first table. It's going to be one row, 3 columns. We're going to do a shortcut here and go ahead and make it 600 pixels wide, a border thickness of 1, cell padding of none, so we're just going to hit backspace to clear it out. The header is going to be none, and the align caption is going to be at the top. So we're going to say OK. And in the center column we're going to click, and we're going to add where to find tuffets near your home. Now we're going to add some images to this to spice it up just a little bit. So we're going to click in the first cell. We're going to go to the insert menu, select image. We are going to drill down into our images folder, and we're going to go into find the Xanadu 2x2 pillow. That's the thumb. There's Xanadu 2x2. We're going to say OK. We're going to skip the alternate text for now. Generally it's a good idea to add it. And we've added the pillow to our table. Now we're going to click in the third column where we're going to add another image, and we're going to use the drag method for this one. We're going to scroll through our file list, and we're going to look until we find the salon 2x2. We're going to drag it over and just drop it in place. We're going to skip the alternate text, and it's all good. We're going to click at the end of our table and hold down the shift key and hit enter, and we're going to insert a new table. This table is going to be one row, but it's going to be 4 columns wide. Table width is still 600, a border thickness of 1, cell padding of 3 and 3. The header this time is going to be aligned at the top, and the align caption will be set for the top, and we're going to say OK. And now we've got it, and we're going to fill these cells in. Notice that these cells now, because we said that the header would be at the top, is that they're centered and they're already bold. Okay, so they're ready to go. So we're going to make the first one retailer, and then we're going to add address. I'm hitting the tab key to move between cells, city, and then finally zip. Now we want to add a master header above that, so we're going to go up here to our layout toolbar, and we're going to click on the button that says insert row above, and you'll notice now we have a row above. We want this to be one cell, so we're going to click inside the first cell, hold the mouse button down, and drag to the 4th cell, and then we're going to come down to the properties inspector at the bottom of the page, and we're going to click where it will merge the cells. We could also have right clicked in there and told it to merge the cells. And in this cell we're now going to add the text California retailers for tuffets. Alright, looking good so far. I'm going to go and click behind the table and hit Control Enter. Shift Enter. Correction, Shift Enter. And now we're going to import some tabular data. So we're going to go back up to the toolbar. The last item is tabular data. We're going to click on the tabular data. We're going to browse for our file, which is going to be the example retailers, and we're going to open it and say we're going to leave the delimiter as tab. We're going to set it to be the table width fit to data. Don't worry about cell padding, etc. We're going to bring it in now. We're going to say OK, and there's our data example business, not a real business, no town, etc. So what we want to do is you'll notice that these 4 columns, this is 5 columns wide, and we want it to fit. So we're going to have to clean this data up a little bit real quickly. So we're going to go ahead and just real quickly select the text, drag it over, like so, and fix some of the inconsistencies in the data where extra tabs got inserted in. Got some where the city was mixed in with the address. Just going to take a second to clean this data up. Like so. Clean up this here. One more. Alright, we've got enough clean records now that we can use them as our example. So we're going to go back up to zip, we're going to hit tab, and that's going to create a new row for our data. We're not going to use this first one, we're going to skip the first 2 rows of this table, and we're going to click in this another example on the 3rd row, and we're going to drag down. We're just going to drag over to the 4th column, and let's just get about 10 of these that look good. We're going to go up to edit and copy, or you could hit Control C. We're going to click in this first cell, and we're going to go up to edit and paste. And notice that our data flows very nicely right into our sheet. So now what we want to do is get rid of the example data that we don't need anymore. So we're going to select it in somewhere inside the table and come down to the tag inspector, and we're going to click on table and hit delete, and it's gone. We're going to get rid of this word example, and now we've got a formatted table ready to be used. Now let's apply a little formatting to this table. Okay, we're going to format our table. So we're going to click somewhere in the table. We're going to go down to the tag inspector and go to the table tag so that we've selected the whole table. You'll be able to see it because it'll have a dark black line around it. And now we are going to go to the commands menu and come down to format table. And this will bring up various formattings that Dreamweaver has built in for our tables. The particular one that we're going to be looking for is the Alt Rows Earth Color 2s. And just so we can follow along in the example of the book, instead of it being alternating on every other row, we're going to change it to alternate on every 2 rows. And we're going to change our second color to a green. Let's pick a lighter green than that. Neither of these things I would recommend, by the way. Okay, we're following along the instructions pretty well, so we're going to say okay. We can also apply it on the fly. Let's click the apply button so you can see that we can see the results real time. And we will apply it to the results and see it right there. Okay, that's close enough. Let's say okay. Now one last thing, let's go ahead and sort this data. Let's say we wanted to present this data in a sorted fashion. And so the first thing we'll have to do is we'll have to remove this top row because it won't sort it with the 2 headings there. So let's go ahead and click in there, click on table row, and we're just going to cut it. And now we're ready to sort our table. Alright, so we're inside our table. We're going to select our table tag in the tag inspector at the bottom of the page. We're going to go to commands, the command menu. We're going to come down to sort table. We've decided that we want to sort this table by the zip code, so we're going to sort by column 4. The sort doesn't include the first row, so we'll want to make sure that that's unchecked. And if we click apply, we can see our data sorted. Alright, so we've successfully sorted our data. Looks good. We're going to say OK. We're going to go back up here to the top. And we're going to click in the first cell in front of retailer. And we're going to go to edit and paste, and we're going to paste our header column back in. Alright, well that's so far we've got everything looks good. We're done. We're ready to move on to using style sheets.